3, 2, 1, let's get it.
So, welcome back to another episode of Non-Canon. I am here with my colleagues and a friend of mine. Well, I guess ours. Fox, Alan Scott, Sano,
Wait.
and...
Refer to me as Hollywood Box. We're like, this is our 4th episode now. I think I've gained enough fans to be referred to as Hollywood Box now. So
You are not...
And that ego of yours is inflated.
Introduce me.
You are not Hollywood
as
Hogan. So I have Spry here, who is this really awesome guy with this awesome afro that he's been picking at all day. Spry, do you want to introduce yourself?
The revolutionary.
Shut up.
Oh shit, no. Yes, this is Spry. I am the guest today.
Wow, you sound crazy nervous.
I could be. It's natural.
Really? Because you're literally sitting around a bunch of people you know.
I know, but speaking into a microphone, I'm not used to that. It's not my profession or hobby.
I mean, just
so.
look
Just
at your
speaking to
phone
the
and say
mic.
stuff.
Just speaking to the mic.
Drake does it all the time when he freestyles. Oh, shout out to Drake.
I'll fight Drake.
You like Drake if you
Oh
gain
my
200
God.
pounds, bro.
That's not even, that's hurtful.
How's that hurtful, bro? Why they gonna be singing Marvin's Room?
Man, dude. Hollywood
I love you,
Box is
Box.
now turning into
Hollywood
Sad
box my ass.
Hollywood Box is sad box.
Today we
Are you addressing yourself in third person? Stop.
I need to be introduced until I can find an assistant to do it for me.
We are going to continue on. Today's episode is about superhero movies and TV shows.
And I was there for all of it.
What?
Okay.
So superhero movies and TV shows. So, main things that we're going to mention today is obviously the Batman vs Superman trailer, which looked terrible. Suicide Squad trailer, which also looked terrible.
Come on.
And then also
look
a little
terrible.
bit about the X-Men Age of Apocalypse.
Shout out to Olivia Munn.
Oh yeah.
Psylocke all day. That's my favorite telepath. What? Let's go. Almost Omega level. Almost.
Okay, so then let's start with the Batman vs Superman trailer.
How was it terrible?
Boo.
Thank you. Please explain to me how it's terrible. I did not have a problem
We get
with
it,
this movie.
DC. You know how to make dark and gritty movies. We get it. We get it.
Okay.
We
The
get it.
amount of storytelling they did in, how long was that trailer? The full, it was like 3 minutes?
It was
Something like
3 minute
that.
trailer.
3 minutes. The amount of storytelling they had in that 3-minute trailer kind of gave me a sense of what the movie was going to be about, as opposed to some trailer that's just fucking there with just clips of random shit that doesn't make sense. They actually told
Well,
the
see, it's a
story in 3
trailer.
minutes.
See, I don't want the movie to be told to me in a trailer.
Yeah.
Have fun knowing the
What
whole
fuck?
plot.
What, that's a synopsis. Unless you know what the movie's going to be
Nah.
about, at least. Why the fuck is Superman and Batman fighting?
That's the main question of anybody who
Read a
ever
comic
shows
book.
up. Any
You...
hang on, look. Anybody who's never seen anything or read anything about Batman or Superman, they
Which is impossible.
which is impossible. But look, okay, so there's people out here that know Superman. There's people out here that knows Batman. So they'll sit there, and the constant question is, why are these two fighting? Why are these two? How is Batman going to be Superman? I mean, okay, if you've never seen any Justice League comic, or if you've never seen any Justice League TV show, animated, anything, you would know Batman always has a contingency plan. So things come to head. I don't know. That's my general opinion of it.
I think it's just a not needed movie. Basically.
I mean, it's supposed. Isn't it like it's Dawn of Justice, and they also showing Wonder Woman, and like they really want to be Marvel right now with their superhero tie-ins and all
catch
that.
up.
I mean, they technically were in the league until Iron Man and the Hulk came out all them years ago and said, "Shut the fuck up, we know what we're doing."
All they had
Yeah,
was
but no,
Batman.
yeah, all they had-
Yeah, and they were in the lead. They
No,
were-
but it was a
Marvel
standalone.
was making shitty movies, and they had Batman.
But it was a
So-
standalone film. Standalone film that didn't have anything. Marvel, they were able to take a singular character and then add other characters into the films.
And Marvel wasn't making shitty movies. They were still involved with the original Spider-Man, so they already built shit around.
They weren't involved at all. It was just their name and logo. They have to be there.
Nope. Kevin Feige was producer on all the originals, the Spider-Man trilogy, and the Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was a producer on all those films. Yes, he was. So Kevin Feige, the producer of the current Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been there since the beginning.
Okay. I didn't know that. I was educated. Didn't stop the movies from being bad.
I'm just saying.
There was already a fan base there.
My question in that sense is then, so why, and I'm pretty certain this is getting off topic at this point, but if Marvel was there from the beginning, what was the point of this new, partnership between Marvel and Sony then?
Because Sony doesn't know how to make fucking movies.
Well, it's that can also be very, very true. But no, Sony owns the rights to making Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, that.
And Ghost Rider movies.
Nope, only Spider-Man. They only have the rights to Spider-Man. Ghost Rider has reverted back to Marvel.
Oh, legit. So maybe
for real?
We can get
Thank God, no more Nick Cage. Well,
I mean, let's not get on Nick Cage. That's a whole nother episode in itself. But yeah, they got the rights to Spider-Man, and they're not giving them up because they're hardcore douchebags. And that's it. When superhero movies first blew up, from way back in like the late '90s, early 2000s, starting with well, technically, the first one that legitimately blew up was the first Spider-Man movie and X-Men.
Blade came out before.
You're right, and it was okay. It was decently popular, but it wasn't.
It was the starting point. It showed that.
I mean, you could technically say that, but it was a rated R one too, and
yeah, it was the starting point. I mean, you can't say, oh, okay, yeah, it was there, and then all these other ones came out.
Yeah, but the big major blockbuster ones were X-Men and Spider-Man, and as soon as those blew up, people were going crazy buying up superhero licenses to make movies. That's what happened.
No, actually, in the 90s, Marvel, they... What are you doing? Okay, I got so sidetracked. No, Marvel, they were going into bankruptcy, so they had to sell the rights, certain film franchises and everything. Yeah. So that's how everything came to play.
I know that.
New Line, I believe either New Line or Paramount had the rights to Blade.
Yeah, so it was New Line Cinemas.
They said
do they even exist anymore?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who did they get bought by then?
Nobody. They still exist.
Okay.
Yeah. But no.
I know Paramount got bought by Sony.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure because when you watch Sony movies, the Paramount Pictures thing comes up as well.
Paramount is the one with the horse?
Yeah, the Pegasus thing.
I thought Paramount was the one that had the stars coming in front of it over the mountain.
It is.
I thought that was...
That's true.
Universal is the one with the planet. Like,
oh, okay. I'm totally confused. I'm not a movie person.
It just hear myself talk about this. It's sad as shit that I know all that shit.
It's not sad. That's what we got you.
This is why you're here.
I'm learning this shit with Alan. I'm getting lit up like Elijah. Holy shit.
But no, where were we? No, yeah. So you can't say that. Okay, yeah, because Blade was the first one. Okay, the other popular ones came into play. Blade was the original. Blade was the one that got everything started from the jump. And then they were like, all right, cool. So if they can do a rated R, we can do a PG-13. Let's just get that in there. X-Men and Spider-Man, and let's just see where this goes.
Yeah, let's see where this goes. Blade did okay, but all the rights for those movies were acquired at the same times.
Yeah.
And Blade just happened to come out first.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
and it worked.
Spider-Man had a deal for 2 movies. I think they renewed for a third. I remember reading that somewhere a long time ago. And then X-Men had a deal for 3 movies, which evolved into this shitstorm of stuff that we have now. And those movies did so well that everybody's like, we need to make all these superhero movies. And people started buying DC, or not DC rights. The Catwoman thing came, but we're not going to talk about that shit right now. And people started buying all these rights, and that's why we have all these movies. Like Fox didn't have anywhere near the rights to Fantastic Four at first.
No, yes they did.
No, not at first.
Yes,
they bought that after X-Men did well.
No. Everything was pre-set in stone. Captain America, like everything as we know, everything. Captain America, Thor, Iron Man. All these, Iron Man was originally with, I believe, Paramount or Universal. So yeah, if you go back and rewatch that, you will see that in opening, like, just...
so that was before Marvel Studios had its own film studio.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the Hulk movie, Incredible Hulk, that was a Paramount Pictures, right?
Yes, but, so pretty much, it was this big ordeal about, who actually owned the publishing rights to the Hulk, because the Hulk couldn't be in a, Marvel couldn't distribute a Hulk movie by itself. He had to be in a team-based movie in order to him to actually be on the big screen and whatnot. Apparently, that's not the case. Came out in several reports. Marvel can do pretty much whatever they want with the character. It's just the fact that whoever owns the rights to the character itself, if they don't distribute the film, then they give the rights to distribute the character itself. So Disney Marvel can come in and pick it up at any time. So that's the reason why they're not doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a free agent.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, the deal with Sony and Marvel recently, though, because I'm pretty sure we digressed really, really, really hard, or segued really hard.
Yeah.
We should digress.
Yeah.
What was our original...
Batman versus Superman trailer.
Whoa.
Yes, you guys went through like a crap ton of superheroes in that short amount of time.
One up
and
another
then
universe.
like film studios and who owns what and who is on where and stuff.
I thought the trailer looked like crap.
I thought so too.
I'm not
It was-
hearing any like reasons.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
just-
I mean, I'm
it
not
was-
trying to start.
It just
anything,
doesn't
but
look interesting. Like, you have Batman and Superman fighting, and they show them level of city, and they give a little bit of backstory to why they're fighting. It doesn't look like a good movie because of
What
that.
do you expect in the show?
I mean,
I don't expect them to show the whole movie.
cinematography.
That's what it felt like. They showed the whole movie. Like, oh, this is
No,
going to happen.
no.
Only thing they didn't give us is the guts of the fight scenes.
Avengers
Like,
showed most of the fights.
I didn't
most
watch
of the
any
fight-
Avenger trailers.
Me neither.
Not a single one.
Then, so that right there, you can't speak on that then. In a sense.
You're right. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just saying I
So
didn't watch
what
those.
he said is that your opinion is kind of invalid if you are commenting on saying that a trailer, you just basically saw the whole movie in the trailer, but you didn't watch the trailer to another movie. It doesn't really make sense for you to comment on this one.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
What I'm saying is
You
that
can't-
you're,
Go,
you know
no,
what
go
I'm
ahead.
saying?
Go ahead.
Is your opinion on the Batman versus Superman movie saying that it looks like crap, and you know because you basically saw the whole movie, and yet in the Marvel Avengers trailer for the first one, they still show all the major fight scenes in that one, and it didn't show the whole movie. That's what I'm saying. Marvel Avengers didn't show the whole movie, but they showed the exact same type shit that the Batman
Yeah,
versus
but
Superman
the
was.
difference
And
difference
people
is
still freaked out over
the
that trailer
difference
for it being
is-
good.
the difference is Marvel didn't give us the entire story
Now,
in the trailers
now,
for the first movie,
I'm gonna
and
give
DC did.
I want to give you an insight on that. As okay, Marvel released Age of Ultron trailer. It got leaked.
Wait, which Avengers movie are we talking about? Because I
talking
watched
about the
trailers
first
to
one,
the
but
first
I
one.
No, we're talking about the second one. We're talking about the most. We're talking about.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just giving an example. Right now. So Age of Ultron came out, right? So Age of Ultron trailer came out, and upon that trailer being released, gradually as they released each trailer, more and more information about the movie. Damn near the entire fight scenes were put inside the trailers. There was not one, like, you barely can say, oh, okay, I didn't see something that pertained to the main story in any of those trailers that they
Especially
released.
after the movie it was released, they started showing like the fights in the woods, the fights towards the end of the movie. So I mean, they pretty much showed everything, and for to say that they showed the whole movie in the Batman vs. Superman, the movie isn't out yet. We don't know what the movie is, so we can't say that they showed the whole story.
But
it
no.
could be a huge swerve.
But like I said earlier, in the trailer itself, I felt as if it gave everybody who didn't know the characters, in a sense, an insight to reasons why they were fighting. People were like, oh, why would they be fighting in this movie? Okay, Man of Steel, if you haven't seen Man of Steel, spoiler alert, pretty much Zod fucked up Metropolis. Superman came in, saved everybody. Well, for the most part, saved as many people as he can by dismantling Zod and then taking them outside the city as much as he could. But they still fought inside the city, and that fucked up a lot of Metropolis. And one of the buildings they got really fucked up during the fight that they had was Wayne Enterprises building. And Bruce Wayne, being the man that he is, he has friends and family. He has, he obviously in the trailer has not been Batman for a very, very, very long time. And then this brings him back into the into the world of superheroes, and Alfred breaks it down saying this is a fever. It starts with rage, then it goes on to progress, and then it breaks down the entire plot of the movie and the reasons why they were fighting. So I mean, for me, it was a good trailer. Cinematically, it was. I mean, itself, it was good. It had a lot of it gave a lot of nods to just comic books themselves. Period. Like the scene where if you saw the trailer, so the scene where Batman grapples away from a blast that came towards him. that was like straight out of the comic book right there.
Yeah, almost frame for frame was panel for panel.
Yeah, and it was amazing. They can take that from pages in a book and actually display it on the big screen in a great way. As you know, other like films that have come out have not like, okay, we're getting stories like Civil War is coming out. Marvel doesn't own the rights to each of the characters, so they can't do anything frame by frame and whatnot. But they're going to have the story be a little bit different in that movie versus, you know, how Batman vs Superman is going to handle certain things. They're taking an entirely different Batman story and mixing it in with a Superman film itself and making them clash. So that right there is the reason why I feel as if the trailer was a great trailer.
I'm very bad at explaining things. That's what I was trying to say.
That's cool. I mean, I still didn't like the trailer. It's my opinion.
That's cool.
Looking at the trailer, it does nothing for me. Like, it does not increase. It does not increase my interest in the movie, which is already minimal. It just doesn't catch my eye. I have major gripes about the film itself already. Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand this story is a darker story, but it doesn't have to be that dark. It doesn't have to look like Tim Burton decided to throw up on a page.
Well, if we look at that Superman, though.
Now, like I was saying, the Batman story that they're borrowing from is The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
Dark Knight
Non-Canon story. I've read that.
That is extremely
dark. The Frank Miller story. It's a really dark story. Yes, you're correct. But the entirety of like the DC universe isn't as dark as the movies make it seem.
Well, this is the second movie in the DC extended universe, their film universe. This is the second film, so we can't base this film off the whole universe that they're building.
You're right. We can't. But so far, it's following the same trope that all three of the Batman movies had. The only one that didn't follow this trope was Green Lantern, but that was absolutely awful, and they're deciding to reboot that shit. And I'm pretty sure Green Lantern is going to come out just as dark.
No, see, now Green Lantern Corps is coming out in 2020. That right there, we don't know anything about that.
We don't, but I feel like it's going to come out just as dark because they're following the same tropes that they did with the first three Batman movies. Like, I understand having Batman be a darker character because he is, but he isn't so dark. Like, remember, these characters are for kids. Like, they're at the end of the day, comic book characters are aimed more towards kids.
Not a definite family. We can just talk about that, right?
We can talk about that, but if you look at just the history of any comic book period, not any comic book period, because there's some shit out there that kids should never ever touch. Crossed, I'm looking at you.
I was just about to say that.
But there are more mature stories, but superhero comic books. Let's put it there. Superhero comic books, excluding like Kick-Ass and shit. Superhero comic books are aimed towards children, and these movies are ridiculously dark. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the first two Batman movies. Heath Ledger did a really good job. The first one I actually thought was a better movie. Cinematography was absolutely awful though. But it's cool that they do Batman dark, but Superman's movie was unnecessarily dark. He's supposed to be Shining Justice Hope guy, the Boy Scout. Why is his movie so dark?
I fell asleep halfway through that movie. I didn't get.
And then you woke up during the Dragon Ball Z fight?
I woke up during. No, I watched Ayora get off. But I woke up when Zod came on TV, and I will never forget it. I'm sure I talked to you about this shit. I know I talked to you about why I hated the first Superman movie because what the fuck is his name? Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You love Zack Snyder.
I fucking hate Zack Snyder now. But in the first movie, I wake up from being asleep throughout most of that movie, so I don't remember the origin. The origin to me is still the trailer, what they showed in the trailer.
We're talking about Fisherman Clark.
I don't remember nigga shape. Anyway, so he, I wake up and he just runs out the door, right? And then they focus on the door handle for like a good 10, 15 seconds. I have still to this day have no fucking clue why he chose to do that. All I know it made me mad for the rest of the entire movie. Just like, why is this door handle so important? It's like close door handle.
They did not focus on the door handle. They focused on the light because Zod had turned off all the electricity. He had control over everything to get that transmission come through.
Dude, I remember that.
So was there a reflection in the door handle? I didn't watch the movie because I hate Superman.
He focused on the door handle.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm saying there's better ways that you could have did to show that.
I mean, they could have made the movie more interesting for you to stay awake.
If we know at this point that Clark can fly, right? What you could do is cut right outside, like long shot, and then have Clark fly away, and then the lights just come out in the house. And we could have been like, "What the fuck was that caused by Superman?" And then as he's getting close to the let's say ground zero, we would know if it was just his house or whatever the fuck caused his blackout. Instead of just trying to be overly artsy and do that.
Now, my thing is, I don't know where and when certain scenes were in the movie, but I feel as if you were referring to Clark himself knowing how to fly. Me personally, I don't believe that he knew how to fly at that time.
But that's why he went to go fight Zod, so I assume he knew how to fight because he flew in to fight Feora and oh my gosh, save those dudes.
See, now look, you're taking that scene further ahead because they came to look for him.
Wake up.
They came to look for him and whatnot. So he turned himself in at that time and whatnot.
Sorry to interject. Sano and Aki are here just here.
They're
still here. Their presence is literally just presence at this point.
What up?
Sano doesn't talk
Superman.
much about comic book movies. And Aki seems to hate everything. So,
well, to be honest, Spry, which is me, and Vox, we
are
are
third person. Damn it!
Do it.
No.
Hollywood Vox, damn it!
Oh my god!
Me and Vox are DC.
Hollywood Vox.
I'm not saying.
I'm
that.
saying it for you.
Okay, congratulations. We are DC fanboys. So, I mean, I'm unbiased to whatever opinion of the films themselves, but at the same time, I show respect for all comics.
I dislike Superman, and I think Batman is highly overpowered and overrated.
Let's not go into this conversation that's about to happen right now.
No, it's
because Alan is ready to pounce on you.
Okay.
no, I hate both of those.
No,
characters.
What the fuck? Oh! God damn it!
No more high fives.
That was 2 failed attempts at high fives.
No one, Hollywood Vox don't fail.
But no.
So where the Flash at?
So wait.
He has a TV show, remember?
Yes, he does. But we're not done with this Batman versus Superman trailer.
It's just so not good looking.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm not interested in it.
Go ahead.
Well, one, the story does not catch my interest at all, and I feel like there's no reason why Batman and Superman should be fighting against each other because it's just.
That's just a common thing, though.
I feel like it's like Goku versus Superman, who's gonna win?
Okay.
Can we? Other
Batman's
episodes.
not
So I just feel like that's kind of random, and then also
Shout out to Screw Attack.
within
No, fuck y'all.
also within the trailer itself, what the fuck is up with Batman's suit? It's all bulky and creepy looking.
That is literally almost edge for edge taken out of the Frank Miller book, Dark Knight Returns.
You gotta remember,
Frank Miller draws really, really Gears of War looking characters.
You also gotta remember too that fucking Batman is a human, and
but the suit looks like shit. That's what we're saying. It looks dumb.
It does, and I hope he doesn't have that on the whole time.
We're talking about the armor suit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The armor suit.
Okay. The armor suit looks retarded to me.
In the comics, it looks kind of cool.
You can do.
But in the movies, I understand wanting to stick to the comic because there's so much inspiration coming from the Dark Knight Returns and Frank Miller's book. But the suit in the movie, you could have did so much better, and you chose to go almost edge for edge for this suit. Come on now, it looks like I failed a tip at making a modern age Knight Batman.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Well, let's talk about the most important character in this movie.
Wonder Woman.
Are you talking about Wonder Woman? I feel like her presence.
Let me.
They got the wrong person playing Wonder Woman.
I feel like her presence is kind of random.
I mean,
we don't know.
We don't know.
Reason
Yeah,
to watch
that's
the
one
movie.
thing I will
They're
give.
saying-
We don't know.
They're saying
Well,
Maybe,
it's also
Green
called Dawn of
Lantern, too.
Justice, and the original members of the Justice League were Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and technically Aquaman.
So they're
Okay, so then where's Aquaman?
they're the
we don't know, but apparently he's getting a movie.
26 seconds. No, see, what was it? Me and Spry were looking at around 2 minutes, 30 seconds of the trailer. It looks like this little kid is going towards this weird rock look thing in the ocean, but if you look at it, especially if you turn up the brightness of your screen or whatever you're watching from, it looks two-tone, so it looks like skin and hair. And I'm like, that looks like Aquaman.
It might. It could.
Screenshots or it didn't happen.
Yeah, scans or it didn't happen. Actually, for the social media, find that scan, and we'll put that shit up.
Yeah. But back to Wonder Woman because we're jumping all over the place. Grant Morrison, the writer of Wonder Woman,
Current writer
of Wonder Woman, he said he didn't like this edition this edition of Wonder Woman. He said it was too warrior-ish. Did you read this?
No.
He had an interview on Nerdist. What he said is that the well, let me pull this out.
Alan has a disgusted
Oh my god, this
The
face
creator,
is priceless.
William Marston, he said this is not the version that William Marston wanted, and this is not what he wanted at all. His concept, I quote, his original concept for Wonder Woman was an answer to comics that he thought were filled with images of blood-curdling masculinity, and you see the latest shots of Gal Gadot in costume, and it's all sword and shield, and her snarling at the camera.
But isn't his current run in Wonder Woman not current, like before the Convergence? Wasn't she extremely warrior,
She's
battle warrior?
God of War.
Yeah, like what? What's
She
Grant
was-
Morrison, bruh? I respect Grant Morrison a lot because he is a comic book writing god. But Jesus Christ, you sound like a hypocrite right now.
He said that at the end of that quote, Marston's Diana was a doctor, a healer, and a scientist. So I went back to those roots just to build it up again. She's an Amazon, and
The mascara,
they fucking fight. Like even
Yeah.
like I don't understand.
Like the reason she came out, all right, like that was a time when the first wave of feminist movement was like, there's not enough women in comic books. This is sexist, blah blah blah. So we get Wonder Woman, we get Supergirl, we get all these other people that are getting their own issues and all this other stuff.
Shows and movies. And...
Yeah, and like don't get me wrong, I like classic Wonder Woman, but they made her all those things to show, hey, little girl, you can be whatever the fuck you want.
And also
but over time, they wrote her to be the Amazon that Amazons are through mythology, warrior people. Like they're all Xena. Every single one of them is Xena.
Well, here's the other thing too is that
Shout out to Xena TV show.
So the thing about that is too is that like the older this whole new 52 run, she's warrior, and then he's building upon it. And if you think about it, when William Marston made this, she was to combat sexism, right?
Yeah.
So when he just said is kind of like the reverse of that. Oh, she's supposed to be a healer. She's supposed to be a doctor.
super sexist.
She's
Like
supposed to be all this other stuff. You know, not being a doctor is sexist or anything. But why can't she be a warrior? Why can't she kick as much?
How come she can't do both?
She has beaten Batman's ass. She has beaten
easy.
Superman's ass.
Yeah.
And for you, Scott, so we don't get into an argument, she has fought with Aquaman. We can't really define that as a winner at that.
I mean,
Flashpoint.
Yeah, I mean that was all canon though, technically.
Technically.
But like
52 is now. So
it's convergence, whole thing.
So,
but I mean, she still can't fuck with the Flash because he the god, or Captain Atom because he also the god, the GOAT.
Yeah. I don't
Which
find
Flash
that
is your
wrong.
god?
Mine is Wally West, and I'm okay with him being a black kid. You said Jay Garrick?
No, I said handshake.
Oh, yeah. I'm a huge Wally West fan. I'm born in '91. That's the Flash that I know. Like Barry Allen was a guy,
Yeah.
but like I know who he is. But Wally West,
Barry Allen is the guy. Wally West is my guy.
he is. Well, I mean, technically, this is the argument that comes up all the time, and we'll probably have a whole nother episode when we've refeatured Spry. I'm not even going to talk about it. Back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
As we digress.
I guess the final comment to that whole Wonder Woman thing. I don't find anything wrong with her. I'm interested to see what it is. I don't like to judge the casting choices because
she's just too scrawny for me.
there was,
Now, casting choices, we can touch.
we
on
can
that.
talk about that all day. But
Ben Affleck.
My only
Now, if
thing
he was
is-
directing, that'd be amazing because he's a comic book fanboy.
No,
Like
I
he
mean,
loves
we have
Batman,
Heath
but
Ledger,
him playing.
who we saw in Brokeback Mountain and what the Knight's
Knight's
Tale
Tale,
before
yeah.
happened, and we were like, look at this little pussy ass motherfucker that ain't gonna do shit. Now he popping olives over Christian Bale.
Shout out to Plan B.
My only thing about Wonder Woman is that I really hope. I mean, even though this movie is supposed to focus on Batman and Superman, I just some part of me just feels like she just tacked on.
She actually has a very important role to play. They just haven't said what that role is.
Well, I will hold.
I mean, it's
I will
called Dawn
withhold
of
judgment
Justice,
until that
so
happens.
her role
That's what I'm
is
trying to do
necessary.
with this whole movie. Is not saying anything. I do have my reserves, but it's not going to make the movie any better.
Oh well, I think there was kryptonite in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
There's
kryptonite.
this
Yeah,
like,
and
guy
plus-
that I have no clue who he
Lex
was.
Luthor.
That's Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
What?
Yeah.
Lex Luthor had hair at one
This-
point,
look,
right?
Ew, he
this-
was disgusting.
This is where I was talking about earlier.
Lex Luthor is supposed to be
about this-
stereotypically tar, dark, and handsome.
I was talking about this
And
earlier.
bald.
But look, this movie is for people who supposedly know the characters but don't know their stories that well. It's going to give you an insight to why they're fighting and what's going on.
But everybody knows Lex Luthor is bald. So
Now.
But he had hair at one point.
he did.
Yes,
He did.
yes.
He lost it because of the kryptonite. Actually,
No. It can be. You can go many different mythos,
one of
different
those-
backgrounds.
I mean, one of the canons before some rewrite and retcon, he got cancer because he carried kryptonite, so Superman couldn't kill him. And some people say that's the real reason he shaved his head because they never actually said it. But I think that the cancer.
One of the mythos is that Superboy spilled a vat of chemicals on his head, and which caused him to hate Superman, like the Super Family.
Isn't that like the Silver Age though?
I
Like
don't know.
way back in the day,
Yeah, like,
Oh,
70s.
But
Yeah, it was something like that. Like,
but-
he actually caused him to go bald, and he's just like, "Oh, I hate you now because of this reason." It's
But
like, damn.
that's
Superboy did this, so I hate Superman.
But that's the thing. If you go back and watch the original Superman movie, he had hair. But then you take, like, in the movie...
Shout out to Gene Hackman.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, it came out back in 1970s.
So fuck you if you haven't.
But no,
Christopher Reeves, right?
Yeah, Christopher Reeves, yeah.
The dude that jumped out of the building.
What?
That's an ongoing joke. He thought he was Superman, and he jumped out of the building.
Do you really know how he got paralyzed?
I don't care.
How about Sprite continue?
Shout out
I'm
to
sorry.
Eminem. Christopher Reeves beef, bro.
So stupid. Oh my god. No, so essentially, if you go back to the 1970s Superman movie, you see that he has hair and whatnot. He's I don't know what his status was, like, money-wise, but he was, he was a scientist, he had money, he had hair, but it was a toupee. He had the Donald Trump going on at the time. Shout out to Donald Trump. El Chapo looking for you, baby.
He balling while he shoot, too.
Oh my god, no. Please don't.
But no,
I have nightmares about that damn song.
oh my god. But no,
Free Bobby Smurf.
so
Stop.
That's essentially where the hair and the man that is Lex Luthor came from. So
The man, the legend,
Ending this,
the
though,
curls.
I just want to keep positive feelings going into this because it could end up being good and we could be shocked about it. So
Yeah, it is possible. I mean,
Not
I'm gonna
interested.
watch it eventually. I'm not gonna go to the theater. I might Redbox it or some shit. Yeah, Redbox. But what's the next movie?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Ugh.
Also looked terrible as well.
All right, so when we first got the screenshots or like the set shots of Suicide Squad, and everybody saw Jared Leto's Joker and was like, "Oh, why does he have tattoos?" and blah blah blah. Like at first, I thought it looked fucking awesome. One, Jared Leto's Joker does not bother me whatsoever. Yes, he's got a grill. Yes, he's got tattoos. But the Joker is the physical or comic book embodiment of psycho crazy, like multiple personality disorder, every kind of mental disorder you could possibly have. That's the Joker. Why can't he have tattoos? Like, I could totally picture the Joker having tattoos in the comic books. I mean, he cut his own face off to prove a point. So, like, tattoos is not far-fetched whatsoever.
don't have
My
any
whole problem
issues
is
with
that, like in the screenshots that they were taking before the trailer was released, it looked like a 1990 film. That's so I'm just like,
I mean, the whole film looks like that. Even in the trailer, the whole film looks like
it does
a
And I
90s
wonder-
film. It looks like they're going for that
and
corny
hold
feel.
on though. Remember that whole grim thing that we were talking about? It still looked kind of grim, but it was still light. At the
It reminds
same
me
time.
of all the Batman movies post the Tim Burton one in like '88. It reminds me of all of those. Like, it looks like they're going for that on purpose. Killer Croc, you look horrible.
Oh my!
They shouldn't even have put you in the movie. I
Why is he
understand
so
you're
short?
This is a crocodile.
No,
Killer Croc.
he's an
no.
alligator. No,
I don't know.
shut-
It's, fuck it, dude. No, Killer Croc shouldn't even be in the fucking movie. I'm sorry,
He
because
should
like,
be a lot bigger though.
I mean, if anything,
He
they should have
should've been like
CG'd his
CG,
ass like
yeah.
the Hulk. Because
Unless we're moving into a fad where people don't want to put CG into like
right, I mean, maybe they
No,
were
we're
just
already-
cheap.
you're
I mean,
already skinny
Katana
demon
looks really
anyway.
cool. So
now this movie right here, I think will allow a lot of backstory, and it will allow superpowers to be introduced into the DC film universe. People will be like, okay, yeah, well, we got Superman, but you know,
most
like,
of these niggas in this movie don't have powers though.
Exactly.
like who? Like I can
Deadshot, Joker, Harley Quinn, Katana.
Katana,
Katana.
her sword.
her sword is
Supernatural.
mythical.
Yes.
But she doesn't have powers. I mean, technically, that whole chi manipulating shit
You said
depends
the same
on
thing
which
about
version.
the Lantern Corps. Too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it's most of these. Who else was in it? Captain Boomerang. He ain't got no powers. It's all tech.
Yeah, but still,
Like,
okay. People are
Who I think they casted very well for him, by the way.
people are going to sit there
Exactly
and
like
constantly.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
People, for some odd reason, want to make logical sense out of illogical things that are happening.
It's because we're humans.
It is comic books. It's
You can't apply real science to comic books. I know.
can't.
Otherwise, your brain will
You
melt.
can't.
out of
Like,
your
it's just like
eyesight.
saying, like, oh my god, like, what's so and so's power level? Like, it's quintillion, 10 quintillion.
Power levels of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not talking about Dragon Ball
We're
Z
not.
now.
We're not yet. We're gonna get an episode about that though, and I got lots to say.
Continuing on.
I mean, Suicide Squad looks like it might be fun. It could be absolutely terrible.
Yeah, no. So I was gonna say as well, another vice that a lot of people complain about is with the Suicide Squad trailer is that Will Smith he's just being Will Smith in this movie. He's not going to be anything else. They don't see him possibly being a villain, like a villain type role. I mean, it's a trailer.
I mean, they didn't give him a lot of.
Squad is like that anyway.
He's not. The
an
Deadshot's
anti-hero.
like an anti-hero.
He has a reason.
He does everything for his daughter. Like as simple as that.
Even
And
in the Arrow TV show,
Yeah.
he said the same shit.
he does everything for his daughter. You can. All right, there's an animated movie out for Suicide Squad.
I saw
Go
it.
watch it.
Assault on Arkham. Yes,
Yes,
it is
it's-
possibly the best personification that you can get to a Suicide Squad movie.
Why isn't Killer Frost in this one then?
She's not necessary.
She's not necessary.
I mean,
and then she's in
And they
Flash,
already got
that's
like
right.
13 motherfucking members, and the team is normally 6 people. So, who's gonna get killed off? They're probably gonna kill off Captain Boomerang.
I don't think so. I think
He's
it's
expendable.
Slipknot. I think they're gonna kill off.
Well, yeah, I always forget dude's a fucking person anyway. So,
I'm like, every time somebody was mentioned, I'm like, what is the whole band of Slipknot doing?
I was gonna say that, but I
like
didn't
another
really want to
13
feel like I was being
motherfuckers.
stupid.
Just one nigga in the background playing on it.
it was 3 band members and like a DJ, and then all of their friends growing up. That's Slipknot.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Shout out to Olivia Munn. You look bad as fucking Psylocke.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers for being in that background. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
I'm gonna let you finish, but real quick, I gotta give a shout out to my homie Ivan Ooze, aka Apocalypse. I love the costume, baby. I just want to let you know that. All right.
What is with these 90 movies being made?
Yes, the funny thing is, I was just talking to one of my homeboys in Minnesota the other day, and he was like, "Did you see the X-Men Apocalypse stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, Psylocke looked dope." He was like, "Why Apocalypse look like Ivan Ooze?" He looked just like Ivan Ooze.
Why though?
See, now, that's
His costume's awful, but hopefully the movie doesn't suck.
You know what?
Also
We
was
didn't see the
ridiculous
CG though.
with
There
the
might be
Tekken
CG
Yeah,
incorporated with that.
that's the thing. That's the thing. We at Comic-Con they show stuff that is just being filmed, so they have stuff that's just, if not 5 to 6 weeks into production. So, like Suicide Squad has been filming for about a couple months.
Yeah.
and
4 months.
Yeah, and they, if not everything has been that's already been posted online that we've seen production wise. I mean, everything it's not finished. No finished product. No finished CG. It's just like with the Deadpool trailer. Like Ryan Reynolds came out and said, "Hey, you guys are gonna get a trailer really soon, but right now we have to do visual effects stuff, and then you will get it." So,
Yeah, that was you talk about the first leak of the Deadpool trailer
Yeah,
from
yeah.
way back in the years.
No.
like,
It's more from Comic-Con. From
this year's?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Because somebody asked during an interview when can we expect to see an official Deadpool trailer release, and he was like, give it a few weeks. We just got to get some visual effects stuff in play. Then we should be all good. Now, I don't think that they're going to show the Comic-Con trailer as the actual trailer. Even if they red band it, it was too much. I feel as if it was too much to even have for a red band trailer.
no, there's no such thing as too much for a red band. Stop being Australia. But like, all right, so Deadpool will be rated R, and if they knock that shit down, I give up on Fox 100%.
No, they
Marvel
released too
already
much promo saying it as well.
Yeah, Marvel
They
has
caught
given up
that
on it.
fact.
But like, so Deadpool is going to be rated R. I don't know if it's going to tie into the rest of the Fox universe for X-Men.
Yes, it is.
Legit, even
yeah.
better.
So,
But-
the young mutant that I cannot pronounce her name. The one that was shown on the trailer, if anybody has seen it, she even refers to herself being as
She gave herself a dumbass name too.
Yeah, no, that's her actual name though in the comics.
I know.
But no, she refers to herself being as Colossus's apprentice.
Yeah.
So, and she even had a black and yellow X-Men costume, like outfit on, as far as current X-Men costumes go. So yeah, to me it seems like it is going to tie into the most current X-Men universe.
Yeah, I mean, Fox needs to stop being dickheads and just work with Marvel if they want to be greedy. But I forgot where I was going. But they showed Colossus. Colossus looked cool. My biggest problem with that trailer for Deadpool, even though we were talking about X-Men Apocalypse, but there wasn't much to see. There were some screenshots. All right, yeah, we got those screenshots and whatnot. But otherwise, we can digress or move further away from that and segue into Deadpool because that was just going to come up. And yeah, it looks. My biggest problem is going to be if I can't tell if they're going to be all CG or not because we got those screens of Ryan Reynolds being a regular person, and then when he goes,
it's just his eyes, so you can see the fucking movie.
The animations.
Because he talks with his eyes.
Well, yeah, I mean he's a completely animated character, but even when you look at Deadpool himself compared to everybody else, his entire person looked like it was CG. I don't know if it was because I was watching off my own
film or
in the trailer,
yeah. In the trailer, I mean. It was certain aspects of him hopping out of the van and he was like, wait, that
looked CG as shit. Even stills, he looked CG.
It was I guess the shots themselves. That was actually him in the costume. That was purely him. It was certain scenes, like when he does a little flip out of the truck and then pops the people in the head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The trailer is fucking amazing.
It looked fun as shit. I'm excited.
If you look at the costume and then compare it to the CG, the costume looks CG. So I think they did it for that reason.
Yeah,
the costume looks fake.
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to have Deadpool. Even if he was the only one done CG, it would make sense. And him and Colossus, of course, because he's got metal skin. But
unless you want to paint him silver.
But the only problem with that is we've seen Ryan Reynolds in CG suits before. Remember Green Lantern? That shit was awful, and it hurt to look at. Actually,
yeah, he actually refers to that in the trailer.
Yeah,
which was fucking hilarious.
Hilarious. So that looks really, really fun. I don't know. Other stuff. I mean, we could talk about TV shows.
No. I was gonna say, something that I wanted to actually talk about was the slate of Marvel's Phase 2 films.
Oh, their pipeline?
Yeah.
The Marvel pipeline, man.
Yeah, it's full of, full of that crack, They need to give their fans that crack.
I mean, Black Panther,
But no, Phase 2. Phase 2, which consisted of Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Thor of the Dark World, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So, it was a solid lineup.
Guardians of the Galaxy was the best movie out of all of those.
True.
Yeah. That movie was perfect. I will stand by that to the day.
Now, as far as
Iron Man 3.
I had fun with it. But
I want to say, I don't know if anybody else in this room has seen Ant-Man.
No, yeah.
Okay, I've seen Ant-Man. Ant-Man is...
That's what we're doing next week, guys.
It is surprisingly good. I mean, you go in there without any kind of expectations or okay, this one is probably going to be the weakest one. What the fuck is this? He's an Ant-Man. But no, I mean, if you know the character himself,
it depends on which Ant-Man you know, because Hank Pym was the woman beater that is emotional as fuck because he's in the shadow of Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, Reed Richards. But he considers himself to be smarter than them, and technically he is.
He is. I mean, he is. He was originally the founding member.
Scientist.
He was the founding member of the Avengers.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah,
but that's retcon of shit.
I mean, in some aspects. I mean,
Marvel, for the movie universe,
yeah.
At least.
I want to say they had a strong lineup of 6 films. Now, this Phase 3, they bumped it up to 10 films within 3 years. 10 films within 3 years.
Yeah, bro.
Well, that's okay, because we usually release 3 a year anyway.
But I'm just saying, that right there, those 10 films within the 3 years amongst Fox's films, amongst DC films. I'm just saying.
And Marvel's going to do better than all of them because they know how to capture people's attention.
Well, I think, are you trying to get at the fact that the fatigue?
Fatigue, yeah. People will comic book movie fatigue, I believe, will come into play at some time, which hopefully...
I don't know, man. With this entire new generation of people watching, during the 90s, during the late 90s, early 2000s, we got that fatigue because the movies were just bad. And, like, they weren't even fun to watch. We got Daredevil, we got Elektra, we had Punisher, and all those were just shitty movies.
But no, I'm talking about fatigue of people getting, okay, wow, another one this year? Okay, I thought...
Well, it's not like it's a surprise, though.
No, it's not, because they sell well. They sell great,
Well, you also remember, too, what other fantasy franchises happening? None.
Star Wars?
Well, okay, so that's going to be like one every 2 or 3 years. That'll fill the void in between there. But then you also, like, we're done with Harry Potter. There is no more Harry Potter unless she just decides to make more.
No, she just decided she's rewriting more books.
Fantastical Beasts, they have another trilogy coming out. So, another Harry Potter trilogy set in, I believe, the 1920s and 30s. So, it is a book series that was written back around the same time the Harry Potter series was still being released. So
was this written by J.K.?
Yep.
Okay.
She's been writing a lot. I mean, Steven Spielberg thinks she sucks, but he thinks Stephanie Meyers is worse than her.
Fuck what Steven Spielberg thinks. He stopped making good stuff around E.T. That was about it.
Arguable.
Well,
not Steven.
Hold on. Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Spielberg. And then Stephen King also thinks they suck, too. So
who?
Stephen King, he thinks J.K. Rowling's an awful writer. He also thinks Stephanie Meyers is
Arthur.
Author?
Yeah.
It's arguable. It depends, like, because at a certain point his books were good, and then he mold that book cell phone. When he
entered the new millennium.
Yeah, he's just doing shit to get paid now. But let's bring it back. Shit, I lost my train of thought because of book writing and Harry Potter.
Comic book movie fatigue, and I'm saying like just like general lineup of Phase 3. Let's take a total around the room real quick and ask which movies are we excited for from Marvel in the upcoming years?
Doctor Strange. Oh my god! I mean,
no, I don't want to see Benedict Cumberbatch in.
Well, see, okay, I don't have a problem with Benedict Cumberbatch. I honestly, and a lot of people get mad at me when I say this, but
he looks like a boiled frog.
Well, damn, bro. I apologize, Benedict Cumberbatch. You my nigga.
No,
he just don't like you.
No,
he a hating ass nigga.
He's still referring to black people as colors. Fuck that.
So
nigga.
the fuck what? He's from London. That's what they are there. Just like in South America, colored is when you South Africa is colored is a black person fused with a white person. Black people aren't colored there. It's you color. It don't matter.
That ain't
fuck that.
He still look like fucking boiled.
Congratulations. Frog. He looked like a boiled frog to you. That's fine. I mean, he got mad bitches on his dick though. So
what Marvel film are you?
Black Panther, nigga.
Black Panther. All right.
Straight up.
Doctor Strange.
I'm black.
I mean, I wanted Johnny Depp to play him. I think he is the only. It would have been perfect. A lot of people get mad when I say that. He would have been absolutely perfect to play Doctor Strange.
He could have played Black Panther, and I would have go see it.
Not okay with that because no. In that Ultimate Universe, when Black Panther was a white dude that just stumbled upon Wakanda, I was pissed.
No,
wait, that was a thing.
Yes,
no,
that happened.
Who did that person get fired?
That did not happen.
Yes, it did in the Ultimate Universe. Yeah,
Black
they made a movie about it. Remember the Ultimate Avengers movie? Black Panther was a fucking white dude.
No.
Yes. Go rewatch it. It's on Netflix. I believe it's still on Netflix. Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2. They show Black Panther because those aliens came and they had that weird metal. The vibranium was from outer space instead of actually from Earth. Black Panther was a white dude. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, last time I checked, he was from Wakanda and his name was T'Challa. Or T'Chilla, if you like to get urban with it. T'Chilla be chilling. That's like a villain.
That sounds so fucking ignorant. But,
with my fried zebra.
I'm morally disgusted.
I mean...
Yeah, that sounds absolutely terrible. Fuck.
Man, I told you to refer to me as Hollywood Vox until this podcast is over.
All right, Aki.
Or if he just ignore you.
Aki, what Marvel film are you most excited for?
Honestly, I am not excited for any of them because I cannot sit down long enough to watch a movie.
She watched Expendables.
Don't bring that up, okay?
At least watch Guardians of the Galaxy because the movie is perfect. Soundtrack, amazing. Acting, amazing. Okay, I say it's a perfect movie, and I stand by that, but there's one problem I had. Zoe Saldana and Gamora. Now, she played Gamora well. The only problem I have is Gamora knows every martial art in the universe, if you know her comic book character. That did not look that way in the movie. That's just my personal gripe. But everything else is perfect. So. It's fine, but they still could have been like, oh yeah, remember she's a badass martial artist. She's finna fuck some shit up. But no, they didn't do that.
Who is she? Man, I only seen the movie once. I wish I could have seen it more times. But who is she? Who is she mainly fighting?
Nebula. Her sister.
Nebula.
Her sister.
Half sort of sister weird shit because the blue robot chick.
Her adopted sister because Thanos adopted them.
Both of them. I mean, technically, he kidnapped Gamora.
He kidnapped
forced
the shit out of her.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Darkseid did to Titania. Not Titania. What's her name? Titania.
Barda. No.
Barda. Yeah, her. That one. In the DC universe.
Okay.
Titania. That's a Marvel villain. She plays She-Hulk.
Scott is actually wearing an Iron... Is that Iron Man? Mm-hmm. An Iron Man hat right now, so we know...
And the manliest shirt I own, Kirby.
That is... Yes.
And Sanu, what about you?
Well, now that...
I thought he was asking what shirt he was wearing. I'm like...
Samsung Galaxy shirt.
Now that Marvel has the rights to Spider-Man, I'm interested in seeing how that goes.
Shared rights.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have more of a say so in this movie than they did in the movies.
By the way, I'm a segue again. I agree with Stan Lee. If the character is established, make a new character or change a name. Don't change the character. That's how I feel.
What do you mean?
Wally West shouldn't be black. Johnny Storm shouldn't be black. Peter Parker should never be black and gay. That's just not how it is. Peter Parker is a white dude that likes
That's
girls.
A very safe way how you did that.
That was very safe. We are hopping greatly off subject with this.
I mean, I'm just saying, I agree with Stan Lee.
You want to do Black in Comics for a later podcast?
Oh, Black in Comics is fine. I got tons of characters that I fucking love that are black. Like,
yeah.
We'll do that.
Mr. Terrific is my nigga. Fair play, homie. Fair play.
He's going to be on Arrow Season 4.
Fair play. Hopefully they make him a genius like he's supposed to be. Well, Mr. Terrific has been retconned so many times to be gay or straight, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know that was like their major thing, which I don't understand. It should be like a pull-in feature for your TV shows that, one of our characters is going to be gay. Okay.
Well,
congratulations.
Consider politics now.
Fuck politics. This is comic books.
He's black and gay, so
we don't want politics in our comic books.
And he got a big-ass T on his face, so he's super exotic.
The thing that has me excited about the Spider-Man film, I mean, as far as... and it's crazy. It's sad to say this, but no origin story. There will be no origin story. I repeat,
which is good.
Do we need to know that?
We know who Spider-Man. If you don't know who Spider-Man is, go to fucking Wikipedia.
No, wait. If you're old enough to comprehend movies, you have seen a Spider-Man movie at one point.
Well, yeah, and see the thing about Spider-Man
movies out already.
The two origin series.
Yeah,
the thing about Spider-Man is. He doesn't need an origin story because of who his character is. I can understand if it was somebody that was like, even if they were popular, like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is, in the comic book universe, is super popular. People love Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel now. And she, like, what's her name? Diana? The Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel?
Oh, shit.
Ross. I know her no, not Ross.
It's not Diana Ross.
No, it's not. Well, whatever. Yeah, her name is Diana.
Catherine Heigl. We'll go with that name.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Like, anyways, Captain Marvel, get your Google on. You'll see who I'm talking about. Not Marvel, Mr. Negabons dude, Kree Negabons. We're talking about Captain Marvel. She's super popular in the comic universe. She's led the Avengers and all that before. Nobody knows who she would be if she was to enter the big screen. If they did it, do an origin story for her. That's totally fine. But if you're going to do, say you want to do a Wolverine movie, you don't need an origin story. Just throw Wolverine in there, give him some fucking action, and call it a day.
His origin is
Let's not talk.
As hell.
I mean, he's been around for like 235,000 years.
No. They pinpointed on Wolverine's origins. They pinpointed that with the Wolverine origin comic. The Wolverine origin comic itself, I mean, self-explanatory. That's what they were going with. Wolverine Origins. The sad movie that it is. I'm sad that it was even. I'm sad Fox even wasted money on that. They blew through millions of dollars working on that.
Not only that, then they canceled Magneto Origins, which would have been badass as fuck.
But that's where X-Men First Class came into.
Who fucking cares?
But no,
Carol Danvers.
Carol Danvers.
There it is. Sorry.
Yeah, but no. I was gonna say, as far as like you said, Miss Captain Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel. I remember back when they even announced possibilities of Kerry Washington playing Captain Marvel. People got a little upset about her possibly being the character. Me personally, she would have played an amazing.
Who the fuck is Kerry Washington?
The chick off of Scandal. The
black lady?
The black one.
No, Captain Marvel can't be a black woman. I'm sorry, she's not a black character.
I'm about to kill you right here on this exact corner right here.
Why?
Captain Marvel, the character itself has been black before.
Well, yeah,
times. But Captain Marvel, the character itself.
Wait, when?
Her name is... Hold on, I just saw...
Because I know there was the original Captain Marvel with Captain Marvel. And then Marvel Boy and all those other Marvels that were using the Rambeau.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, shit, man. You just educated the shit out of me.
Numerous times, bro.
Yeah, I just
That's what I'm
saw
saying.
this.
Be careful. Be careful when you speak on this stuff, because people will come back and bite you. I think what he's trying
to say is like, just Carol Danvers in general, because she's the most famous one. She's the most well-known one.
She's the current and the most popular.
That's what I'm saying.
She's way more popular than Marvel.
No, she is not. No, she is not. She is
not. You telling me Carol Danvers, the lady that was also She-Hulk, that was just Miss Marvel.
She was not She-Hulk.
Not She-Hulk, She-Thing. Yeah, she was She-Thing way back in the day. Carol Danvers, the lady that was She-Thing, the lady that was just Miss Marvel, and that is currently Captain Marvel, isn't more popular? She's more popular than Marvel. Most people don't even know who Captain Marvel is.
Yes, this current generation of comic book fans possibly do not, but people who have...
That's who they're appealing to. Not only that.
I understand that. But we're kind of getting off subject with this whole film slate thing, but I would just say, me personally, I wanted to bring that to the forefront about the character being black in the past and possibilities of, popularity and stuff like that. Still, my thing is, anybody, character-wise, it's comic book, it's fictional. Stop putting logic to unlogical things. If that person's characteristic can fit that character, perfectly fine, add them to the movie. So,
no, I don't agree with that. Johnny Storm is a white dude. Don't make him black. Peter Parker is a white dude. Don't make him black. Now, if they were, because Spider-Man's name has been used numerous times. Miguel O'Hara is a Hispanic dude from the future who is Spider-Man. Then you got Miles Morales, my second favorite Spider-Man, next to Spock, Spider-Man. He's black and I think it's Puerto Rican or Dominican. He's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to use that, like just with the Captain Marvel thing, you corrected me. I thank you for that. If they wanted to use her, go right ahead. Even though I would prefer Carol Danvers. Now, if they were going to make a Spider-Man movie and call him Spider-Man, but they weren't calling him Peter Parker and his name was Miles Morales, I'm totally okay with that. Yeah. That shit is dope. Go ahead. But don't change, established characters don't need to be changed. Like, if it's a story-wise thing, like...
Now, let me ask you this, though. How do you feel about Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury?
Well, in the Ultimate Universe, which was a completely different timeline from 616, Nick Fury was black. So I was
understood.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know that. Me personally, I know that. I'm just saying, I'm bringing this to the forefront.
Because, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
just because I know the history behind it, why they made him black.
And he's also one of the more popular Nick Fury iterations.
Yeah, dude, even the Nick Fury in the 616 universe, the white one, they don't even know where the fuck he is anymore.
No,
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
No, he's not. No, you go back and read what happened with that. Who Killed the Watcher series? That was just recent, right? I didn't read that. Yeah, that was an event that just happened. So go back and read that. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
so Nick Fury came back.
Nick Fury,
spoilers.
He never left.
He never left. So he was doing that behind us. Who the fuck is Nick Fury Jr. and why is he black then?
Because Nick Fury had relations with a black woman, and
was it the one chick from S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't know who she. I totally forget who the woman was, but he did have relations with a black woman, which resulted in him having a black son or a mixed son, and the character himself
was darker than all of us.
He lost an eye from Taskmaster. I believe same way Nick Fury possibly lost his eye. I don't know how Nick Fury lost his eye.
He lost his eye in the war.
But at the same time, Taskmaster took his eye, and then which allowed him to become the Nick Fury that he is in the 616 universe.
616, for those who don't know, is Prime Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Unlike DC, where they consider Earth 1 and or 0, or Earth Prime.
But yeah,
it's really weird.
Now, I just wanted to reiterate my film that I am most excited for in the Phase 3 series of films. I would say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is my most excited, but the one that I'm actually excited for is Inhumans. A lot of people do not know about the Inhumans. A lot of people do not know what they are, what do they stand for. It is essentially a race. It is a science experiment that the Kree.
It was not the Kree.
It was the Kree.
It was the they look like Galactus. Fuck. What is
the entities?
No, not the entities. They were called the Celestials. Celestials.
No.
Yes.
Look it up. I'm telling you.
I just did the research on the Inhumans not too long ago.
The Inhumans were a Kree science experiment.
That might be a different canon, but they were done by the Celestials.
The Kree that I know them as, and the Kree that the current Marvel Cinematic Universe is going with, was that the Kree took the Tyrian gas, experimented on I would say like prehistoric humans and whatnot, cavemen, and which resulted in
to fact check, it is off of Marvel's website. It is the Kree.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Where the fuck did I get this? I read that shit.
I don't know, bro. I'm sorry.
Through their work at the station, they discovered that sentient life on nearby Earth genetic potential invested in it by the alien celestials.
So yeah,
something.
Essentially,
so they were made to they were put there, but then the Kree.
So did the Kree do the work while the Celestials did the stuff? Because
the Kree the Celestials had them there, and then the Kree just started doing
the experimentation.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So I wasn't 100% wrong.
But no. So the Inhumans themselves essentially is going to be, because everybody wants to play, dick swinging game with the entire franchises and people bringing people together. I want to say it's going to be Marvel's version of X-Men.
Well,
and I mean, you can combat it, dispute it and whatnot, but themselves is people with power, people with different different kind of powers. The
original mutants, technically.
The people that I'm most excited for, the person that I'm most excited for to see is Black Bolt on the big screen. So he himself hopefully is played by Vin Diesel. I mean, Vin Diesel has had many talks with Marvel. So
I mean, I understand that. One, we already got Vin Diesel's group, but I don't want Vin Diesel to play Black Bolt. Black Bolt whispers all the time, and
he doesn't whisper. He doesn't talk at all. Black Bolt cannot open his mouth because
I've read numerous comic panels where he actually says words.
Yes, but okay, he's probably said words in the room that was soundproof.
In the jungle. But I got the issue at the house, so I can grab it later.
Okay, but no, I'm just saying. As everybody knows, if you don't know, Black Bolt, his power is his voice. He has a powerful voice,
ultra psionic voice,
and he can whisper. He can sneak. He can just blow and just cause entire acres of land to be decimated. If
his vocal cords vibrate, he can destroy the planet. Put it like that. If he's yelled before and destroyed planets in back in the 70s or the 80s. I forget which era it was, Golden Age or Silver Age.
In a recent, I want to say Marvel event, Infinity, he actually got into a fight with Thanos, and Thanos held him by his head, and he screamed in Thanos' face. And Thanos, as the badass that he is,
tanked that shit like a boss.
He took it like a boss, and then just proceeded to beat the fuck out of Black Bolt. But Black Bolt himself is a beastie ass character.
Yeah. Like people that can hear Black Bolt speak, because when he whispers, shit.
When he whispers, what?
When he whispers, he can communicate, but he whispers way lower than any regular human can hear. People with heightened senses, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Daredevil, can all understand who he is, and I'm super excited to see how they're going to do that because in the movie, because the only person that can actually communicate with him is Medusa, his wife, the chick with the long hair. And she only can hear him because her hair is hypersensitive for vibrations. So
we are going to end it here for now. We will most likely have a part 2 to this episode.
At some point.
Yeah.
Our next episode. What's our next episode about? We should be next time on that.
I mean, we can kind of wrap this up with episode 3.5. And 3.5. I mean, just
episode 3 part 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. Okay then.
This is
all right, guys. Adios.
Bye.
Meow.